Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to the I Love Money Murder Manor cast assessment. I am the host of I Love Money, Dylan Andrews, and tonight I will be moderating this cast assessment with two legends. So I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. So, our first legend. He played all the way back in season 3. He was the OG comp beast. He set a record winning 5 Paymaster challenges in a row and ultimately did not get the win. But he also came back and played on season 5. He was on All Stars, and he was in our first Halloween Spooktacular where he got in the top 3. It is Braden. So, hey, Braden, what's up?
How's it going? Like you said, my name is Braden. I'm back. Probably never going to play a game again, but hey, I can assess to other people doing it. So that's what we're doing. Um, Happy to be a part of it.
Awesome. The next player, the next alumni, you guys may recognize her. She just is hot off her heels, making it all the way to the final 2 of season 12. She currently holds the record for most individual competition wins in a season. It is
Yay.
Shelby.
Hello, hello. It is I. I love that I hold a little record and I was introduced as a legend. Oh, I am on cloud nine right now. But anyways, yeah, I feel like I'm just here to talk shit. So, living the
Awesome.
dream, living the dream.
So tonight you guys are just going to give a broad overview of everyone that was there. So Shelby and Braden were present for both of the episodes tonight. So you guys did not get to see all of the stuff that happened. They did get to see all the stuff that happened. So tonight this is solely based on the Meet Me videos, the TikToks, and the premiere. Just so you guys know, they did not see any diary room sessions. They are not seeing any of the private chats. So they are completely, they also do not know anyone in the cast. So this is a non biased critique. So I guess with that being said, let's jump on in this. So I'll let you guys get us started and I'll try to just guide you along the way.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. Um, I didn't watch the Meet Me videos. I didn't watch the TikToks. I think I will now that I have watched tonight's episodes. Um, but I kind of love that for me because I also like it really comes down to how you play in these live episodes and what you do in like your conversations. So I kind of love that for me that my assessment has nothing to do with those Meet Me videos and all what I saw tonight. It's kind of, I've been seeing the people on the internet saying that they've been getting the ick. And like if you get the ick from someone in these live episodes, I guess maybe in the introducing videos, but I got a couple who I got the ick on tonight, so I'm looking forward to talking about it.
I watched all the Meet Me's and ignored the premiere because
Love it.
those first days I skipped my own premiere pretty much all the seasons I played. So it doesn't really matter. It's just everybody going, "Hey, this is me. How's it going? How are you?" So I listened to the Meet Me's while they were doing that, and I got a little bit of a notes app going right now. So we'll see.
I feel like we're just like the perfect little team. You
It's
got the
perfect.
videos
It's so
down, I got
good.
tonight down. Okay, so why don't you talk about the Meet Me videos a little bit? Because I'd love to hear some of them, and then maybe I'll just sprinkle in some of my thoughts based on how they acted tonight.
Do you want to just go in order of like how the people are on here? So we can just go Terrell first
Yeah,
because he's
let's
first
just do
up.
it. You just want to
Cool.
just do the ranking? We'll just
Yeah,
go.
we can do that.
Okay.
General for like the Meet Me's though, like you were saying, like a lot of people are either it's obvious they love these games and they play a lot of them, or it's obvious that they have no idea what they're getting themselves into. And I think it's a perfect little mix of both. So I'm excited to see that clash.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that it's obvious because I would love to see it not be obvious, right? I think that there's a lot of people who just kind of like were wearing their heart on their sleeves a little bit. Kind of loved it a little bit. It's exciting
Anyone
energy.
in particular?
Um, no, I feel like a lot of them were just like kind of saying anything that came to mind. Um, and I wasn't seeing a lot of like holding the cards close to the chest is what I was trying to get at.
Very,
I agree.
very true.
Which is good. You want to seem open. You want to seem, honest, willing to talk, things like that. But I don't know. There was a couple like in the second group when they were kind of like talking through everything. They were just like really really open. I think that we should go through that entire situation because I just found it to be so funny. I found that entire second group tonight to be so funny. But anyways, yeah.
So why don't we go through some of the things that happened tonight? So what did you guys think about when they were going through like the adjectives, like listing it out for the other people?
Loved it for the first comp. So chaos. I just like my favorite moment of the night is the second group going off for like 15 minutes about the adjectives, and then Dylan just goes, "Well, it's interesting that you guys said all that because I have a list of adjectives for you." I thought that was so funny. They were truly like they laid it all out, and they did not need to at all. I just found that to be so entertaining, man. Like they were just like, I bet the other group was mean. Let's be fucking horrific. And they just like laid in. They're like, should we say bitchy? What are you doing? I loved it. I was cracking up. I loved the comedic timing of it. It was like, chef's kiss premiere moment. But anyways, I love that as a comp, and I didn't have any like really specific thoughts on like why they chose. One thing I did specifically kind of feel, I feel like me as a player, I would try to talk as little as possible. There were some people who were giving every opinion possible they could, and I was like, okay, go off, y'all. Like if you want to do that, that's good for you.
Absolutely. No, I was just going to add, like, I texted this to Dylan the other day when he asked me to be a part of this, is that the I Love Money premieres are always my favorite thing to watch because it's always like everyone's bright-eyed, they're so excited, and then Dylan comes in with something so unapologetic and just crazy, like, name the other half of the house? Okay, give them terrible adjectives. Here you go, fight over it. You have 15 minutes. It's so good. It's so
like
good.
Throwing a piece of meat into like some dogs.
It wakes them up. Like already you got people that are unhappy. What about when they found out what the other group thought about them?
Exactly.
I would just hate to be labeled unattractive, you know?
I think that was the worst one.
Yeah.
It really was the worst one because it can be interpreted so many different ways. Connor did not seem happy when he got labeled that. He was very open about that.
I'm excited to talk about Connor.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait. But yeah, I just really thought, hold on, I had a little note that I was going to talk about really quick. I did write down how in my season, this last season, something about this first episode, and people just don't really like understand how to use Zoom, and they're talking about, I just get so overstimulated, and I was saying the same thing the last season, and I'm having the same thoughts again, Dylan, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
I am just like.
And this is half. That's why I split them up because
I know.
it's overwhelming. There was like 20 people last time. This one, it's only like 10, and still a lot.
But there's still just like, you gotta be different on Zoom. But anyways, love it. I did write down the I'm not sure what to do, so I'm gonna like kind of say something stupid to fill the time. That kind of like energy, I just hate it. I find these first nights, Braden, I love that you love it. Because I hate it. Again, I think that we complement each other so well because these first intro episodes I hate. It's like the worst type of interactions. No one's truly being themselves, really trying to play nice. Those kind of vibes. I just hate it.
So should we just dive on into each person and how they did tonight?
Sure.
I think so.
All right. Well, the first person up is Terrell. So what are you guys thinking about Terrell?
I think they're like, Terrell seemed very like personable and knowledgeable from their Meet Me video, and especially like tonight as well. They were often like leading the conversation. And they're a good talker. And I could see them being somebody that kind of runs a group kind of vibes. That was my first impression, was like, okay, this is somebody that could rally people together and work with a group well. So that was my kind of. I think they could be a really good game player if they are given the chance.
I wrote hold on, let me get back to my little thing. Anyways, I wrote for Terrell, I wrote would be my final two. Love the energy, like the exact type of energy that I want in a person, I think. Um, and then I said for Terrell either a winner pick or an early boot, just based on my first impression tonight. But then I was thinking, as the night went on, he just kind of made it more and more obvious that he had watched and like really studied the videos. And I was like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this to yourself? I don't understand. Like you're just kind of like adding a target to yourself for no reason. So I was really, really excited for him, like just off the bat, and then I got less excited. Love his personality, very excited to watch him play this game, but I just like I'm hoping that we make some smarter choices with what we're revealing in these big public settings, you know? But anyways, what are we ranking on? Are we ranking on winnability? Are we ranking on how much we like them? What
I
do you
would
think?
say like well-rounded as a player is usually what I go for. Like I try to leave like, oh, do I like this person? Did I like their meet me? I try and leave that like out of it when I do rankings. So for me it's more of like, do I think they can win the game? Do I think they'll be a good player?
Okay, so we're going to do based on do I think they can win the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the man can win the game. I think I'm feeling like A tier at least about him.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I completely agree with you. Like it was more like the more he spoke, the more he moved down from an S to an A kind of an idea.
Yes, yeah.
Because a lot of the time, the less you know, the better. And if you give it all away in the first little few moments like that, then that's
That's
it,
true, but
right?
I also, it is just a moment in time. This is all that we have to analyze so far. And the social game, like it was very apparent to me this is going to be a social threat. And so, I mean, if he is able to work his relationships, I mean, I could see him making it to the end, man. I think in top of A is probably where I'm going to end up on him.
I agree with that like 100%. Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right.
So the next one up is Millicent. So what do you guys think about Millicent?
Very vibrant energy.
Yep.
Loved the energy that she brought. Another person who just kind of like naturally sticks out because I think they just kind of have some of that main character energy. Another person who was saying that they studied the videos, and I was just like, why are you doing this? Don't do that. But it's the first night. Have the guard down. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I agree. Very vibrant energy in her Meet Me video. I think she said, "I'm so excited" about 9 times. That was the main thing I got out of it. But yeah, she said she's a content creator. She's got really good energy. I think she'll do well socially, like you said. Yeah, I think it was good. I think it was pretty good. She did talk over people a lot though, and it seemed like when she was talking, like her Zoom audio didn't go through or something, because people would be like, "Hey, some," and then she'd just keep going. So I don't know. Maybe that like I know that tech ability kind of comes into play a lot of the time in these games.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
It could be. It could be.
I would say potentially also an A tier person, but maybe B, A or B.
Yeah, I would say same kind of spot. Either like top of B, bottom of A kind of idea.
Yeah,
But
I like that.
what would you rather just for now? We can change it later.
We can do B for now.
Okay. Perfect.
Desiree, I don't think has a chance of winning the game.
I agree with you. My first note on here is immediately gave her entire strategy away and didn't give up any personal information.
Yeah,
That was her whole meet me.
Yeah. I mean, and that was the whole energy that she kind of gave tonight. I would put her, if this is not based on how much I like her, not but if this is based on just like winnability, she would be F tier. She's one of the only people I wrote down. I have a list of 4 people who won't win if they don't change something.
Mm-hmm.
And she is the first person I wrote down for that.
And I like that you said if they don't change something, because I do think it's like really like she could win. She could end up winning. We could be totally wrong, but she gives me those your typical like plays way too hard, too fast, burns out right away kind of vibes. So unless something changes, I agree with you. I don't think she has any win equity. So
It is what it is.
it is what it is. Hope to see a change.
Okay, Rachel. You should go on her first. She didn't really like stick out to me in a lot of ways.
I thought Rachel stuck out pretty well. I mean, Canadian bonus, us beady-eyed Canadians gotta work together, gotta stick together. That's a reference to one of my seasons. No, I think she did really good. She said that she grew up in reality TV, and she seemed very observant in her Mimi video. And I agree, like watching her tonight. She kind of observed more than she talked. She listened a lot, gave like insightful points when possible, wasn't too involved in the adjective business. I think
Which
she
is
could have
smart,
a
yeah.
really good um, chance to win, to be honest.
Really? Okay, so you're feeling like really good about her.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she didn't really stick out to me much at all, unfortunately. I do remember she was one of the only people who stick out to me because I think she got like smart or something like that for
Yep.
her adjective. And I was like, oh, I would hate to have that as my first adjective. That would drive me crazy. So hopefully she's ever able to lay low. But yeah, I have no problem with putting her up high.
Yeah, I would say
I
A
think it's
under
honestly
Terrell.
okay, yeah. I honestly think it's a good thing if you're not sticking out to me on the first night. That's probably a good
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, she seems like somebody that will do that. She'll blend it in the background, kind of observe more than she sticks out, and I think that's a great game. Like I think that's a great game if she can pull it off. So
Yeah. Love it.
I don't know. I think that's good. How did you feel about Justin?
Justin is another one who didn't stick out to me very much at all, which again is maybe a good thing, but I'll look through my notes, but I don't think I have any notes on the man.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't stick out too much to me either. The only thing that did stick out was, and the second group was like commenting on this as well. But in the background of his video was the Survivor Fiji sign. Um, Automatic red flag. Like it might as well have been a giant red flag hanging on his wall.
Right.
Because when you go into a game like this and you go, yeah, I'm like really into reality TV. Really, I'm a day. He said in his Meet Me video, he goes, "I'm a day one for Big Brother. I remember Richard Hatch and the challenge. Watched every season, every episode. He's one of those people. You know what I mean?
It's just
Where
another way to make yourself a target. Why would you do that?
yeah, exactly. Like I could see him being an early boot because people go, oh, well, he knows a lot, and especially with the group that we have, with a lot of them don't really know the game too well. This is their first game ever. They don't watch like the shows. Blah blah blah. People will look at that and go, see you later.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be an early burnout just because of the way he's already presented himself. Like I feel like it's already a reputation that he can't fix. But that's just my
Interesting.
opinion.
Okay. Do you think the players are thinking like we are?
They should be.
I
Because
think
we're so smart and we know everything. So
exactly. I mean, why wouldn't you want to
been
think
around
like
the
us?
block, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
um,
Interesting. Okay, so if you are into Survivor, but okay, so then again, you have to think that there's probably some people in here who are into Survivor, and so you can maybe think of that as like a way to connect with people, and that'll help socially. Do you have any thoughts on
Yeah, I
that?
was going to ask, do you guys think that because there are so many people here that are fans of reality TV, do you think it being known that you're a fan of reality TV is going to hurt them or it's going to help them?
it's a toss up. I mean, if like it's kind of circumstantial because if Justin can find his people and gets into a group of big reality fans, should be fine. But
Yeah, I'm thinking back to my season, and there was Brandon on my cast who was into reality TV, and we bonded over it. So I don't know. That's really interesting. We'll have to see how it plays out for him. But
I agree.
you were pretty adamant that he seemed like he had no win equity. So if you want to
I
put him
think
low, that's fine.
I think he has win equity, but it's only based on the circumstances of the rest of the cast,
I
and
see.
that's time will tell. Pretty much, I'd be fine putting him like exact middle because there's no, he could excel because of this, or he could just decline rapidly because of it.
Okay.
So, I think it's a time will tell kind of thing. But the second group was pointing it out and did give them, I don't remember what adjective, but it was something to do with the survivor sign.
Okay. So people notice for sure.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, maybe C or B.
I'd say low B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Edgar.
So Edgar wasn't at the premiere.
Right. I did not watch
Um,
the Meet Me, so did you notice anything from the Meet Me?
yeah. So I wrote down he wasn't there. He's in Germany right now because of the Air Force, he said. So that's maybe he could be busy with that. That's I think he said it was like a work thing right now. But in his background, he had like a bunch of anime. He said he was really into video games, and he didn't give off that vibe. But like right away, he sounded like an undercover nerd. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Love it.
he's like root for a bull. You know, he's got
Okay.
like that
Okay.
that kind of energy where you want to be like, okay. He also said that he could sing the entire alphabet aerobics. So I have to hear that.
What does that
Um,
mean? Alphabet aerobics.
I think he said it was like a something from A to Z. I don't know. It's
That is the alphabet, yeah.
Animaniacs. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know, but I want to hear it because I know it's hard.
I love it. Well, listen, sounds like he has great energy. Can't wait to meet him. Maybe we need to have another tier. Like, I don't know enough about the man.
Well, do you
Yeah,
guys think that him not being there tonight is going to help him or it's going to hurt him?
I think it'll hurt.
I think it'll hurt. I mean, it's one of the big reasons I lost my season. So,
Ooh.
if anything, I think a lot of it, like premiere night, okay, whatever. If you miss the next one and the next one, gone. No win equity, nothing.
See, for me, it's the first impression. I want to see you at the premiere. That's where I'm gonna find my final two.
That's fair. That's fair.
I say we throw him an F and keep it moving.
Sure, I'm down.
It
Maybe
can
above
really go.
Desiree.
It can really go either way because I've seen
Yeah.
people go home and for not showing up to the premiere. But then there has been people like Chantel, Aaron M, that couldn't show up their first night and they ended up winning.
Cheyenne
So
wasn't in the game until
that's true. Cheyenne wasn't in the game until
yeah.
so it can go either way. And then but then I've seen people too like Brigitte that go home like first because they weren't there the first night. So
Right.
never know.
Right.
Like I could see Edgar getting some of the votes, like these initial 2 votes. That's an easy
Mhm.
name to just stamp right down and go, sorry, you weren't there.
Well, do you guys want to talk about that a little bit, or do you want to continue and then circle back to that?
Talk about what?
The secret vote about who you think
Um,
got it.
I think
We
it'll be
could
a good
circle back
segue into
to
the
it.
next person.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do the next person, and then we could circle back to it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
let you
pretty
start.
excited
I'll let you
to
start
talk
here.
about Connor. Um, Connor is the standout of the episode for me personally.
Episode
Mm.
title kind of guy, you know?
Yeah,
I'm unattractive? That's the episode
It
title.
was giving me very. I don't know if you guys saw season 11, but I remember in season 11 they had to do a it was a very similar task where they had to give each other superlatives, but it was like you got to pick out of everyone in the whole cast, and they gave that the crybaby superlative to Kiana, who ended up winning the season. She was very tight about that all season, and then Crystal, the resident troll, just kept calling her a crybaby in anonymous messages the whole season, and she got so mad about it. So it was very much reminding me of that that moment the first night.
Connor. I think I don't know that I have seen such extreme golden retriever energy in a person. Did I just like shatter some glass for y'all? Because like that, as soon as I
Well,
thought that,
what do
I
you
was like,
mean by golden retriever? Because that can mean a couple of things.
I like just eager to please was the energy that I was kind
Mm.
of like getting. Eager to please the group that he was working with, but then like really wants to talk shit, which is a good way to build the connection with the group that you're with, right? So just like I don't know, and his face was like particularly close to the camera that like didn't help. He has like these big blonde
Caroline Crow energy a little bit. For
yeah.
those that remember Caroline Crow.
um I don't know. I couldn't really get a read on if everybody else was really actually digging his energy or not. Shelby personally was not digging his energy at all. That would be my first target for sure.
I noticed Terrell kept trying to egg him on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe you've got an enemy on the other side now, you know? Maybe you should check that out. Maybe we should go back and watch this all together and you can see who said that about you, you know? I think it'd be really funny.
Right,
That
exactly.
was
And
good.
so that's why I'm like, okay, I can't really tell if like they think he's funny,
Yeah.
that'll kind of like be, I think, exposed as we move on here. But Connor's standout character for me, can't wait to see what happens with Connor. As far as like winning the game, fucking sure, why not? I think Connor can win the game. I love the chaotic energy. And I like honestly, I don't know how I feel about Connor and S tier, but
No,
like
I was kidding.
Listen, it can go both ways. I know that people, Jimmy Pink, a little controversial right now after Baddies DH1, but Jimmy Pink, everyone loves her after the show's over, but on her season, people did not like Jimmy Pink. They didn't like Janine either. Shoot, who's another one that they didn't like? How about Shelby? People didn't really care for you, but you still made it
right.
really far. So, it can go both ways. Like you can be really hated and go all the way to the end, or you can be really hated and be one of the first boots. It really just depends on how you play. So, do you guys think he could be someone that gets far if people don't really care for him, or do you think he could be someone that just goes like immediately?
I think he's going to be someone who's going to make it far in this game. And I'm not going to lie. I feel pretty good about putting him in like an A tier.
Mm.
I
I
do.
mean, something about the nickname Cockroach Connor, I feel like might just work its way, crawl its way into the season. But no, I don't know. He's an interesting fellow because I think if he survives like first three, he'll go really far. You know. The other thing that I was gonna say about him is that he immediately mentioned, I think he said he was 19.
Yes, he
Really?
is. He's the second youngest on the cast. He's 19, and then Ryan Australian is 18.
Right. And I mean, immediately mentioning this is just maybe some trauma from me, but I was immediately targeted for being the young guy. You know what I mean? That was like
Yes.
a big reason why people disliked me on my season is because I, won all these challenges in a row and I outsmarted people because I was also 14 years old. I think if you're not ready to play a good young guy, don't do it. I think he could also pass like for older than he is. I think he could have lied about his age. I think it probably would have helped him because I think people might see him as like annoying and obnoxious and abrasive right now. That was the vibes I got.
So how do you play the young guy well?
I think leaning more into being like a little brother kind of guy, rather than being like, yeah, woo! That was
I
the
see.
vibe I got, and like talking way too much, I don't know. He seemed bright-eyed, annoying in a positive way. But I don't know. I do agree with you though. There's something about him, and it might be that young guy character
He's
where
got
I'm
that
like,
twinkle in his eye.
You know what? Maybe he could take it all the way. Maybe
I
he
want
could
to put
take it
him.
all the way.
I'm feeling good about him at the top,
At the top.
tippity top of my tree. I'm saying A. I'm saying A for Connor.
I'm good with that. Just maybe here.
Okay.
Okay.
There's something. There's something there. If he survives the first 3 rounds, though.
Right.
Well, after that, we got Richie Royalty. What were y'all thinking about Richie Royalty?
Richie was. I really like. I don't know how to put together my thoughts about Richie. I think you need to come back to me. I need a minute to put together my thoughts.
Yeah. Richie is a really strong personality. Like immediately, the first 2 sentences that he spoke in his video was something about someone's husband.
Oh my
being
god.
like,
It was I prefer your husband, or it was something I prefer my.
Oh, I like my lipstick like I like your husband. Nude. That's what he
Yes.
said. And then immediately it went into the little transition and it flashed back into him and he's like, "Hi, my name's Richie, but your husband calls me something else." I was like, "Okay, wow. Awesome."
Husband calls me like laid, I think. Hold on. I need to see what he said.
I have
Because he
no
said
idea.
something like that.
It's the hilarious, like, doesn't need to say much, but like the interjections are well timed.
Nude.
Very cunty.
Richie royalty, but your husband just calls me Richie. I am 26 years
Okay.
You know what? That's iconic. I love it. I love it. No, but his first
He
words
should
are
have
very
said, "Your husband
unapologetic.
just calls me Miss Royalty or Mr. Royalty."
Love that.
I don't know. I know Richie personally. Like I've known him for a couple years.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
once you get to know Richie, very
Mhm.
sweet. Like they said in their video, you know, they're like, once you get to know me, I'm a sweetheart. He's a preschool teacher. Like he has that heart to him, but he puts up this persona that is like, I am all that. This is everything about me. This is me. You know, and I think Richie's a very hit or miss person. And especially in like a game like this where first impressions often are 50% of how you'll do. It'll be hit or miss for Richie. That's what I think. You know, if someone finds him overbearing, that's a target. If someone thinks, okay, you know what, this is awesome, they get to know Richie, like these next 3 days until Sunday or whatever, those are going to be big days for Richie to get to know the people and to get to message those people. Yeah, I think it's just however they're perceived is how this game's going to go.
Rachel Riley vibes.
Yeah, very.
That's
Okay.
that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I think if Richie finds a good group, he'll go far.
So Rachel Royalty vibes.
Exactly.
Well, Richie Riley.
Richie Riley. That sounds really good.
There it is.
That's clean. God, I'm rooting for Richie, like extremely. Can I see it happening? You know.
I mean, Richie was perceived well by the second group from what I heard. They gave them feisty as their adjective.
Feisty.
And it sounded like they were very positive about it. So I don't know. I think it's all about that perception. Whatever that is how Richie will do in this game.
You're right. Let's do B.
B? I agree. Same kind of boat as Justin, but maybe a little more win equity.
Okay.
So then after that, we have Jordan. So what did we think about Jordan, the therapist?
I don't, again, another person who did not stick out to me at all. I would put Jordan in C tier.
I agree with that. I mean, like after watching their Meet Me video, the only thing that I said was I think there's someone that will blend in and go far if they're given the chance to. If they're not put on, you know, like any kind of hot seat, any kind of spotlight, they're just gonna glide all the way to the end. That's how I feel. Like it sounds like their videos sounds like they've done this before. You know, it was genuine. They sound like they've explained who they are before.
Okay.
He got labeled as uptight. Do you guys agree with that?
Could be. I don't know. I feel like I don't know enough about him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, do you think it's a good thing for him do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that he's a little more neutral, like neutral of a perspective when they do see his performance?
I think in some games, I think that'd be a good thing, but I just don't think so. And I love money. You gotta be loud. You gotta be out there. You gotta be ready to talk. That's how I feel. That's how I played. I've seen a lot of people play really well like that. It was annoying as shit when Johnny did not talk at all.
Oh, Johnny from last season?
And so I don't know. I just don't think that people really enjoy it. But that doesn't mean just because that was what we were getting tonight doesn't mean that's how he's planning on playing at all. So I don't know. He didn't stand out to me. And again, I know I've said this a couple times already tonight, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I agree. I mean, I agree with when you said C. I think that's a good spot.
Okay.
Average, not bad.
Yeah.
Not amazing. Okay. So then we have Harris. Harris in the first episode, just to catch the viewers up, very different from his Meet Me video, I would say, because his Meet Me videos he was more quiet. And in the episode today, he had a little bit more to him. So what did you guys think about Harris?
You can go first, Braden.
Well, the thing that I picked up was he immediately asked if this game was like The Bachelor, which I thought was pretty funny.
He did say that.
That was pretty good. I don't know. It seems like he doesn't know very much about the game. In his Meet Me video, he was just kind of quiet and just kind of monotone talking into the camera, like, "Hello, my name is Harris. I'm can't wait to play this game. It's gonna be really good." And it's just like I was missing that personality. But
Right.
I feel like, especially like this is what I picked up on in the Meet Me video, and especially like in the premiere tonight, like I think he's more of a people person, but that'll be his only game.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Like I feel like he'll lack in every other aspect of the game except for like getting along with people and being social. Like he'll be a number is what I'd pin him as.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna get in a showman's because of that that bachelor comment?
I mean, he did say after that about the I wrote this down about the adjectives. He goes, "As a straight male, she is sexy."
I forgot he did say that.
So maybe it's possible.
About Latea, right?
Yeah, I think.
I don't think we've had a showmance in I Love Money since I think Billy and Chrissy in season 5, and that was almost 3 years ago. I don't recall if there's ever been a showmance since then. Not so what I remember. Oh, I think Josh Vitello and Janae briefly were together. Briefly. I don't know though. Any other thoughts on Harris?
I'm trying to think about where to rank him. I think maybe another C tier.
I agree. I was gonna say C. Like I didn't see very much, and he seems to be like fluctuating in kind of who he wants to be perceived as. So I don't know, maybe here.
Yeah.
That seems fitting, just because there's not much.
So
Okay.
Morgan, loved her energy.
Yeah, I agree.
Really sweet girl. Loved being able to hear her talk a little bit. That was all that I really kind of like got from her. I think she's nice. I think that she will get along with everyone really well.
Yeah, no, I agree. She was funny. She said this was her first game ever. She said that she watches game shows but not reality TV, and so I don't know. She seems like a really sweet person, but I don't know if she knows what she's getting herself into with this kind of a group and these kinds of games.
Yeah.
So it might be like oh, do I really want to do this kind of a feel? But I don't know. I think she could do really well. I think she's very personable and probably one of the people I feel most confident about.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. I really like her energy. I would put her like maybe top of B.
Yeah, I
around
agree
like
with
a
that.
Richie. Yeah.
She showed up a little late to the episode tonight because of a personal conflict. Do you guys think she did a good job of kind of recovering from being one of the later show-ups?
I do.
Totally. Yeah.
I was like really like kind of when that happens, that's like one of the first thoughts. I'm like, oh, any sort of attention to me on the first night I don't want. But she just kind of blended in right after, which I thought was perfect.
She got labeled as frumpy. What do you guys think about that?
It just sucks that somebody had to be labeled as frumpy. Yeah, I don't think she's frumpy.
No.
If I had to, no, never mind. Let me not do that.
Keep yourself in the game for a minute.
All right. Well, how about let's do Jenna next? What do you guys think about Jenna?
The dogs in the background of her Meet Me video were really funny.
Aw.
They were just like biting each other the whole time. She just spoke through it. She said she had 10 dogs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. That was good.
Yeah, another person who really fell into the background for me.
I agree. She said she was a really big reality TV fan, like specifically The Challenge, which I think is kind of cool. So maybe she knows, like, if she's a really big fan of The Challenge, she'll probably be used to, because I feel like The Challenge is what I would closely mirror I Love Money to the most.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, with like the way that the competitions go, things are usually out in the open. Maybe not this season because it's like murder mystery, but and then like the drama and the conflict a lot of the time, I'd say they're pretty similar. But I don't know. I feel like she'll be good. It's her first game ever, she said, though.
It's all their. It's pretty for the most part. It's pretty much all their first game.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
She kind of reminded me a little bit of, and I'm trying my best not to give my opinions on them, but a little bit like Tina from last season, where one of the older people in the game and a little quieter in the beginning. I've seen older people play the game before, and you have some like Janine, who was the oldest on her season. And I think that one of the people in the game had made a comment about either her age or Jerome's age. And you see the older people, some of them go on to win the game, like Janine and Jimmy Pink. But then you see people like Tina, who last season, she went home immediately just because she felt like an outcast. Do you guys see Jenna on the winning end, the losing end, or somewhere in the middle?
I see her on the losing end.
I agree. Unfortunately, like she's really sweet, but like I think I noticed like 3 comments today about age. Like there was Ryan American said, "Oh, let's put Jerome in ugly because he's not my age," Or Connor saying, "When I think of Frumpy, I think of Jenna." That's what he said about her.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like,
they
she's the
labeled her
photo that
Frumpy
comes
pretty
up, and I
fast.
was like, "Oh, okay, Connor." But yeah, I'm
Morgan,
just
they
not getting
hesitated on a
vibes.
little bit on Frumpy, but they did label Jenna as Frumpy almost immediately.
It's crazy. Very not cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that. What can I say? I just don't think it's gonna happen from this girl.
No, I agree. She's someone that you want to root for, but I think she's just kind of for now, a C player unless something changes.
Okay.
Alrighty. So who's next?
Jerome.
Oh, Jerome, my homie. That's a quote from South Beach Toe, if any of you have seen that before.
Mm-mm.
So what do y'all think about Jerome?
I thought he was such a mood tonight. He had seemed so confused the whole time. I was just watching, his face was kind of like this. And it was cracking me up. So I loved his energy. I would reach out to that man immediately.
His nickname, in case you guys didn't know, is Love Child. Jerome Love Child.
I love that. That is right up my alley of someone who I would talk to.
I love that.
I'm a Jerome stan.
Me too. I like him. His Meet Me video, he said he does like a lot of jobs in the arts. Like he's very involved with the arts. He's like an aspiring actor, all those kinds of things. He seems like when he was speaking, he sounded really genuine.
Yeah.
He was a good speaker. At the end of the video, he did a finger guns pose and held it for 7 seconds. I counted.
Love.
Yeah, it was really good.
Like when the dancing was going on?
No, and at the end of his Meet Me video, he was like, "And that's it."
Oh yeah, he did, because I forgot to edit that part out.
It was so good. I loved
shit
it.
back and I was dying.
Yeah. No, but then I don't know. I agree. Like his camera was a mood. I loved it. Again, maybe with like the tech aspect of the game, seemed like he was having a hard time coming off mute sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's just me like just going into it. But I don't know.
He also was a little late because he was having trouble getting on the Zoom.
Yeah.
Do you think, just like I saw you guys, we talked about Morgan being a little late and recovering. Do you think Jerome was also able to recover?
Yeah. I guess if we're like explaining it in the same way that Morgan did, but like he just didn't really say anything,
Yeah, I think it was just kind of like known that he was having issues with the Zoom, but I don't know.
Noticeably quiet.
Noticeably, yeah.
Yeah. But I love him.
I do too.
I'm a fan. Okay.
I'm rooting for him.
That is the exact type of energy. Have you guys seen Circle, the movie on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so there's like the old guy who doesn't talk the whole time.
Mhm.
Yes.
No, I'm with you.
He made it all the way to the final 3, right? Yeah, he
Final,
was
like,
the last
He was
one.
like,
Four,
yeah, like the
yeah.
final 4. Yep, that's the energy, and I love it.
Well, we've seen players in the past that are very stoic, and I mean, some of them go out pretty early. One that comes to mind, though, that did make it very far would probably be Sheed from season 11. I can't believe I'm referencing season 11 so much. I hate season 11, but but Sheed made it all the way to the end of the game. He was very stoic, but I don't think we've ever seen a stoic player win. I don't believe we have. Do you think Jerome could be the first one to subvert that?
I do. I absolutely do. I don't see why not. I think that if anyone can do it, it's Jerome. That's how I feel.
I like him. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him in win equity. I just didn't see anything from him at the premiere. You know what I mean? And it was kind of one of those people that just kind of slipped into the background. I don't think he recovered as well from being late or from not speaking as much. So it's probably gonna be, I know he's like a really good talker from his Meet Me video, and I think it's gonna come down to if he can get a grip in the early game for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Where do you think he should go? Because I'm honestly good with anywhere under A.
Oh. Um. Top of C.
Top of C.
Mm,
I'm feeling that.
not
Okay.
a toot, not a boot, like a newt.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mhm.
Uh, Next is Katya.
No chance of winning.
Oh,
Really? Why?
I'm calling it now. No chance.
well,
I don't know.
she was labeled both obnoxious and feisty. She was the only one that got 2 labels tonight.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing. She sticks out, and it's not in a way that's like, oh, I love her, I want to work with her. You know what I mean? I think I might have maybe wrote something about her. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I had people I don't like, and then I underlined it, and I put Connor, and then I put her, but then I put undecided.
Mm-mm.
But those are the only 2 people I wrote down under that list. So it's like, okay, for you to even like perhaps be on that list, not a good thing. She is low for me. Didn't love the energy.
That's fair. Her Meet Me video, the first thing she said is, "These are my 2 cats. They love to have sex." And someone brought that up. I thought it was interesting. But no, Katya is another person that I know. She played the game that I host. It's called Survivor British Columbia. Shout
Mm.
out. No spoilers, but she did well. She was a good player. She's very personable. And I don't know, she got far being loyal, but there was also like what Shelby was saying, she was kind of labeled sometimes as a mean girl. And I think especially from how she was like talking about herself in the Meet Me video, I think she could also get that perception, but I think she's owning it. And I think that's what gets her around it. She's like, that's me. And I love it. I'm here for it. I do agree though. I think it's going to come down to like how she gels with the group, because kind of like a personality, not as up top as Richie, but kind of in the same kind of like it's hit or miss, but yeah, I don't know. She played a good game in Survivor BC, but I'm trying not to be biased because these are also online games. There's like a whole different aspect of like you're
Very
not
different.
right in front of somebody, which I think was one of her biggest strengths.
Do you think having prior game experience will help a player or hurt a player?
I mean, it depends. Like, I don't know. I think it can help in like a people aspect.
Mhm.
Like as in knowing like, okay, well, this is what I did wrong last time with people. Like I know after my first season of I Love Money, I didn't text people, I didn't call people. I was just really not into the whole Skype thing. I showed up for the challenges and that was about it. And then I was like, oh, I lost the game because of this. Maybe next time I should talk to people more. I'll be more personable, blah, blah, blah. So I think, yeah, your past experiences can help you. And I know there's things that she'll be looking to improve on for this game. Yeah, I don't know. Time will tell. I mean, I know after I played a live game, I didn't really care for online games after because it was just so different and it doesn't hit the same. But
Yeah,
I
it
don't know.
really doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where it completely depends on the rest of the group and how she's perceived. But I don't know. I could see her doing well. I could if she gets a grip in the early game.
I'm feeling off tier. I'm sorry.
I
I'm not convinced.
Can we settle for C?
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I had to adjust my lighting because I turned neon pink for a
I
second.
saw that. I was like, are you coming down with something?
I'm telling you, like my skin is the weirdest thing ever because like I'm like a chameleon. Like 1 second I'll be like pale, and then the next second I'll be like bright pink, like I'm in Alice in Wonderland.
Oh
It's
boy.
crazy.
There's a word for that, right?
It's well, I have rosacea, so that's
Rosacea.
yeah, so that's what it is. Like my face is always red, but it's weird with lighting because with lighting I'll turn like completely pink.
Mhm.
Like it's crazy. I have like the hardest time getting good lighting.
Interesting.
Well, speaking of pink, because she's wearing pink, next is Latea.
I loved her. What did I write about her? I wrote a little note about her. I put she has a vibrant smile. I was like blown away. Beautiful.
Well,
Yeah,
they
no,
labeled her sexy.
what'd you say?
They labeled her sexy.
I have to agree. Who am I to argue? No, I loved her energy. I think like I really like in the first episode when people have like a great energy, but they don't really stick out. All you remember about them is, oh yeah, they seem really nice. That's all I really remember about her. She seemed really nice. Love it.
She does get the Canadian bonus from me, so that is something
Beautiful.
I do,
Mm.
think about. She said she was an actor. She does comedy skits online. I think she was very personable. Like her Meet Me video felt like I was just having a conversation with her. And that's something that I really look for in online games because when you're behind a screen and everybody's presumably a keyboard warrior, when you can sit on your camera and you can have a nice conversation to the camera like you're talking to somebody in person, that's a huge quality in these kinds of games. And I think
Yeah.
that alone will take her far.
Yeah.
I will say that is definitely something that I think this group has over a lot of the other casts is that we really tried our best to get people this season that are camera ready and
Yeah.
have that personality. So you'll notice there's a lot of people here that like do YouTube or do acting. But yeah, she definitely had that quality to her.
Yeah.
I
I would
agree.
put her in A tier. I feel
I
really
would
good
too.
about her. I think she's probably going to do well in comps too. I just feel really great about her.
Me too. I think she's one of my winner picks. She's a front runner for me.
Oh, okay.
Where would you put her on A? Because I feel like it's a battle with Terrell right now.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe those two interchangeably.
Yeah.
Maybe we move those two up to S tier.
Um,
Are you not feeling that?
I don't know. I don't hand my S's out very.
Are there any S's left?
I don't think
Potential?
so.
Okay. So are you saying no S's?
We can decide. If there's like a lot of A's, then yeah, I would say those two go to S.
I have one more person who we haven't talked about who is a potential S.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Well, next up we got Messy Lou is the name
Lou.
that he has chosen to go by. So Messy Lou was not there tonight, but he did show up after the fact for the little group chats that they were added to.
That's good.
So no idea what he's been up to, and no idea. Both groups have been talking, like so. No details on who's talking to who, but both groups have begun chatting to each other in their house calls. That's all I'll give y'all guys. But based on just his Meet Me video and the fact that he calls himself Messy Lou, what do you guys think about him?
Well, he also called himself self-conceited.
Oh,
That was one of the. He said that like 4 times. He's like, "I'm very conceited." And I was like, "Own it. That's awesome." I don't know. To me, he sounded down to earth, but like very conceited at the same time. But I don't know. He also sounded nervous in his video. Like he wasn't like as great of a talker. I think it was the longest Meet Me video because he just kind of talked, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he just kept going. But to me, like ideal ride or die ally in this guy, personally, because this is somebody that seems really loyal. they're not going to stick out. You don't have to worry about them. You know what I mean? You don't have to be like, oh, they're going off again, you know, in these kinds of games where people like to fight, you know. I don't know. I think he could be good. I same kind of vibe as I said for, I think it was Harris, where I'd label him as a number. Those were the kind of vibes I was getting from Lou.
We've seen players before that get into a lot of arguments. People that come to mind are Heatherly Cameron, Ida Thurman, Cody from last season are just some people that come to mind. And it's, you know, kind of hit or miss. And I'm not saying that he's going to get into arguments. You have no idea. We haven't even seen him interact with the cast yet. But those people tend to either go very quickly or they tend to get dragged to the end, as Heather has been time and time again. So do you guys see that in Lou's future, or do you think if he comes out the gate, he'll be one of the first to go?
I think he's gonna be one of the first to go. That's how I feel. I'm sorry, Lou. I'm just not feeling good about it.
I feel like unless he gets like picked up by a group, he won't find a group. Is my kind of like, unless somebody reaches out to him and goes, "Hey, this is where we're voting." I don't think he'll really find his footing and could be one of those first people to go. But I do think he'd be a really good loyal ally if someone is to take the chance on him. But it's kind of all up to him if he is putting himself out there enough. So,
do you think missing the episode tonight's going to hurt him?
You did say he was there for the call on Skype, and I think that matters more than anything. If you're not there for the premiere, you know, everyone's just kind of like looking at their own camera, fixing their hair, making sure they say something iconic for the first episode. So I don't think people really care too much. If you're there for the Skype call after, though, that's huge. That's huge. People who miss both, they go first. So he could have, I don't know how he's doing, but he could have made up for that. But I don't know.
I say C.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Next is Maddie. What do y'all think about Maddie?
Maddie will make Final Six, but won't win. And that's what I think.
Soul Reed.
She's like the cutest like girl I've ever seen in my entire life. Hello? Like, hello? She's giving Sydney Sweeney. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. But I love her. I love her energy. Big bright smile. She's a girly. And we stand. I don't know. I don't really know. What did she say in her intro video?
She's like you said, she's really sweet. She's a theater teacher, which could play to her strengths. She said she works with ages like 5 to 15, which is probably like a lot of the same kind of energy as I Love Money contestants.
Elementary to middle schoolers.
Yeah, it's like dealing with a bunch of children sometimes, but it's so fun. She says she's very competitive. She's really into board games, those kinds of things. Like she's always like playing games and things like that. The one con, and this is why I wouldn't put her in an S tier, is because she said she's extremely awkward online. And that
I didn't get that tonight.
I agree, but she was saying like every time I send an email out, I'm always never sure how many exclamation points or smiley face to put, things like that. And she said that she like has like, you know, for an online game where like 80% of it is talking to people, texting to people. I think that'll be her Achilles heel, and probably why she'll get 6th place. So I agree. I think I don't know if she can text people and not do what I did and not, I think she'll do well.
Okay. Yeah, I just I'd love to see her pull out a win, but I think that she'll be someone who'll get taken out tragically at 6 or something like that. That's just what I see for her.
Yeah, you know, like the song from Game Changers, Humane. That one will play when she goes. Kind of a vibe. I'd put her above Connor, personally.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
hope she wins.
Mocha?
Next, you got A Royalty, aka La Mocha.
La Mocha.
So Mocha.
Go ahead.
The one thing I wrote one thing down about her Meet Me video, and then it's that she spent more time spelling her own name than introducing herself. So,
Really wanted to make sure that they spelled it right.
oh yeah, she's like, my name is Mocha, spelt it out. He goes, this is my Instagram, spelt it out. This is my TikTok, spelt it out. This
She
is my
did.
YouTube, spelt it out. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. And she goes, and yeah, I'm really excited to play the game. Thanks for watching. And I was like, okay, thanks.
She
I'll go
made sure
follow
to
you.
plug that shit in. She said,
Yeah.
"Plug it in, plug it in."
She said, "Well, what is that? What commercial is that?"
It's I think it's Febreze. Like the little
Febreze.
thing that you
Plug
stick
it in,
the
plug
wall.
it in. So she is my S tier pick, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
so serious. She has the energy that is required for I Love Money. I think she brought it more than anybody.
I was gonna say the complete opposite.
Go on.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see much.
Oh, see, I just felt like she commanded the first group. No.
I don't know. I mean, she was very involved in the conversation. That was the premiere that I was listening to all the Meet Me videos, so I wasn't really listening to the conversation.
The body language was there for me, man. I felt great about her after the session tonight, but
Interesting. You'd put her in S.
she would be my S tier, and I'm so serious. We might have to
Interesting.
meet in the middle.
Maybe we meet in the middle. I'm comfortable. Like, if you're so strong about S, I wasn't listening very much in the premiere. I'd be fine putting her in like low A.
Okay.
Just because of like, I don't know, the Meet Me video kind of seemed like she was a little out of touch with what was happening.
What makes you say that?
I just, there was no strategy. There was no game behind the eyes. You know, it was just kind of like, hi, my name is Mocha.
So you think she'll be more of a social player than a strategic player?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
But I hope she proves me wrong. You know, I think there's potential, but I don't know. Just from what I saw in the Mimi video, it was kind of like, okay, like, see you later.
Okay. Bottom of A it is.
I'm good with that.
Bottoms up, bottoms
Maybe
up.
I gotta go back and watch the premiere.
Well, it'll be up later tomorrow. So.
I loved her energy.
But all you viewers, you can watch it along with me.
Yeah,
Go check it out.
that'd be fun. Okay, now we're down to the Ryans and Sador. So what do you guys think about Australian Ryan? He's the youngest of the group, 18.
Super cute energy. Great little vibe. Big smile. Ah, there was somebody else who I was saying is like that. That's just like what I love to see. These are the types of people I would be reaching out to in the first night. Loved him. Loved him. Great energy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I think he's one of my favorites. Like I said with Connor, like, if you want to play the young guy, you have to. And I think that's the strategy he's going for. Like, I saw that in him. You know what I mean? Like, he was immediately going for it. He seemed very personable. He said he's been through a lot. And it really seems like the vibe I got from his Meet Me is that he's in a transitional period of his life. Like, maybe he's just getting over something traumatic and he's finally being like, you know, I just want to get out there. He's like, this game is something new for me. That's what I'm all about right now. I just want to find something, do something crazy. That's where I'm at. And so I really liked that. And just the vibes overall, I feel like he could be a really well-rounded player. And I think he could be someone that gets really far just for being him. And I think that's awesome. And I think that's someone you want to look for in these kinds of games.
Yeah. I love his energy. I want to see what he does.
He's our third ever Australian. We've had last season we had Jess H, and then back in season 5 we had Billy. I don't know if I'm missing any of my other Australians. Sorry, you didn't stick with me.
Good day.
We've had a lot of Canadians. Do you think that him being in Australia and being in such a different time zone, do you think that could hurt his game?
Yeah.
Yes.
It definitely did with Jess last season, I would say for sure.
It did with Billy in season 5 as well.
Yeah.
It was like an Australian will always have like a top tier social game. I don't know what it is. I feel myself gravitating towards people with an Australian accent, and I love it. It's great. They're great to talk to. But then he's like, I woke up at 7 a.m. for this. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know. I could see him missing things, like missing sessions, not being there sometimes. The text being like, someone will text him like, "Hey, what's the vote?" And then he'll reply when he wakes up 9 hours later. So
That's what happened to Jess H. Was she would try to make a plan, and then I remember she was trying to flip the vote on, who was it? I think she was trying to help you flip the vote on like Cody
Probably
or
Cody.
Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And she just like didn't have time to get the numbers. So, it happens, but some people, he did say that he's trying to use the game as a wake up call for him, like to get up earlier. So
oh, that's nice. I love that.
I love him.
felt that.
I love him. I put him A. I just don't know where.
Above Rachel.
I'm good with that.
So what do we think about the other Ryan?
Also very cute energy. I like his energy. That's all I have to say.
Me too.
What did you guys think about his comment about Jerome? Because there was mixed reactions to it. Some people were laughing, but some people kind of, I think someone threw out that maybe that he was ageist a little bit. So what did you guys think about that?
I just think, I think that you're correct in pointing it out because that's something that'll resonate as soon as people want to start talking strategy. So you just don't want things like that to be thrown out, especially on the first night, because people will latch on to anything that they can.
You know that better than anyone else.
I sure do.
So do you, Braden, actually.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like anytime he talked at the premiere tonight, it was bad for him. I just didn't see him giving much input. And then with the adjectives as well, like the only time he spoke up was to disagree with somebody. And I feel like at those kind of things where like it doesn't really matter, you just go along with the group. If someone's leading the conversation, just say, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I like that." But there was like 2 or 3 times I caught him being like, "No, what about this? I think this instead." I was like, "Oh, okay. What you mean? Like, fine, all power to you." But
Whoa.
yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah. He also said in his Meet Me that he's studying social science, and he said he's going to connect with people based on sociological thought processes.
Okay, so we're really thinking heavy about
And
how
I
we're
was
talking
like,
to people.
ooh, you know those people that like they're like a therapist and they bring their occupation into their friendships and start to like deep dive into people's lives just in normal
Shelby,
conversations?
does that remind you of anyone from last season?
It reminds me of me, just to be honest. I do that with my personal friends. I don't know. What? Is that Lucy?
I love Lucy, but yes, that was Lucy.
Yeah.
I love her though. I love Lucy. Lucy, we love you from the DH1 network. I'm not trying to start any beef.
Yeah, Ryan, he would be a C tier.
I agree with that. I don't know. I think if he can get his footing, it'd be good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't see very much.
Last but not least, we have Sadorne Allure.
Is she French?
No. It sounds
like,
kind of like a
wait.
perfume name a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
Let me
yeah.
get some of that Sador Allure.
Wait. She came in late tonight, recovered, fine. Didn't really stick out bad or good.
She was labeled as ruthless from the other group. Do you guys think that that's an accurate description?
I hope so. I'm rooting for it.
I think it was because of her Mimi video?
I believe so, yeah.
Because the only things that I wrote down about her is from her Meet Me video. She just listed off like, she's like, these are my 5 factors. I'm always going to be the most fabulous. I'm always going to be the greatest. And I was like, whoa, okay, okay, queen, but okay. So that was my initial thought. I was like, oh, okay. Might be seen as like a little full of herself, but I don't know. I think it's in a positive way. And I think it's like one of those things that you just like, I don't know the word, like accept, or like
Mhm.
take on.
Okay. Confidence.
Yeah, confidence.
Okay. Yeah. Again, she's one of these mid-tier people for me. I don't know enough about her to see her thrive, but
Me too.
there they are.
There they are.
So is there anyone that you guys want to move up to the S tier, or do you guys think everything's good?
I'm good with it. I want to move Mocha up to the S tier, but I'm fine with it for me in the middle. Yeah, I mean, it's the first night. There's so much game left to be played,
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I mean, I think based off of a Meet Me video and a first impression, nobody can be an S tier. That was kind of what I was gonna come back to. Is like, I don't think it's possible to be an S tier yet. It's something that you have to prove, and to be ranked as an S tier and I Love Money is something. It's a title that you have to earn, And I also don't want to put somebody in S tier and have them go home first.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
That'd be embarrassing.
For my own sake,
All right, I guess that will wrap up that. So before we end, hold on, no, not that. How do I? Okay, there we go. Okay, before we wrap up, I do think it'd be fun if we did what they did tonight, where we gave adjectives to each person. Now, we're not going to do it the same way that they did it, where like they gave everyone an individual. I'm just going to send a list of all the adjectives tonight, and I'm going to run off all of their names and just tell me which one you think best fits that person. Sound good?
Okay.
All right. So let's start off with Millicent.
I don't know.
I would say honest.
Honest, yeah, maybe.
Harris.
All of those. Secretive.
Secretive, yeah.
Sador.
Feisty.
Ruthless.
I'm really ruthless. I'm really on this. Like, I would love a Sador like moment.
Edgar.
Secretive.
Okay, yeah.
Because he wasn't there. I don't know.
Justin.
Unattractive.
I was gonna say honest or obnoxious, just because of how outwards he was about everything about him.
Right.
In a positive way.
Right.
No hesitation. All right. Next up is Jenna.
Jenna.
When you look up this word, I feel like this is the picture that comes up. No.
I don't even remember who fucking Jenna is, if I'm being honest. Oh, Jenna. Okay.
With the blue hair.
Yeah. Maybe a little uptight. I don't know.
Why are we on the show?
I literally just hit a wave.
Kyle in the comment section saying, "Oh wow."
It just hit like my late night tired wall, and it's where I just become unhinged. So I apologize. I don't know, man. Like maybe a little uptight girl, like Jenna. I don't know. I'm not saying she's smart. I don't know if she cries.
What was what did you say, Braden?
I'll do the same thing.
Okay.
Most of the words are mean. Like
yeah,
I'm just gonna look like a total cunt no matter what. So.
I just spent like an hour hyping these people up. How can you do this to me?
All right, Terrell.
Okay.
Intelligent.
Yeah.
Why are we not just saying something nice about everybody? Why can't we?
I know,
What
yeah.
would be fun about doing that?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm not playing the game, you know. If I was playing, maybe, but I don't know, man. I feel like honest. I felt like he was the most honest out of everyone.
Mm. Next is Rachel.
Secretive.
Yeah, I was gonna say secretive or intelligent as well.
Yeah.
Morgan.
Ruthless.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Jerome, aka Love Child.
Love child. Can that be my adjective?
I'm gonna say honest for Jerome because he was so honest with his face tonight. He's like,
No, I'm with that.
Connor.
Unattractive.
Connor. I think maybe Crybaby. I could see a little
No,
cry
yeah, I was gonna say crybaby
from Connor.
because he was called unattractive. If those two things didn't happen, maybe different. But
Right.
Mocha.
Oh, Queen.
Queen.
Sexy.
Let's go secretive, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The American Ryan.
Obnoxious.
I don't think that.
In a positive way.
Okay. Yeah, I can't pick. I would say maybe secretive.
Okay. Australian Ryan.
Sweetie pie. That's what I want to say.
Australian.
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 I
Maybe
guess maybe
intelligent?
honest.
Oh yeah, honest. Actually, I agree. He's very open.
Latea.
Intelligent.
Maddie.
Fucking beautiful. I guess sexy.
Secretive.
I don't know. Secretive.
Lou.
Ruthless.
Yeah.
Katya.
Feisty.
Feisty.
Richie Royalty. I'm gonna enjoy saying that name all season.
I think maybe
Feisty.
obnoxious is the right
Feisty.
answer. Feisty. Okay.
Jordan.
Hired as an extra.
You know, maybe a good adjective to put in there tonight would have been unmemorable.
Yeah.
That would have been.
That would
I'd
have
give
been a
him
good
that.
one. Yeah. Next
In a
time.
positive way. Could help him.
Yeah, true. I'm not saying that I think he is, by the way. I'm just saying based on what you guys are saying.
As
that
the
might be
host of
different.
I Love Money, I do not
Yeah.
disclose any of my personal feelings.
Yes, exactly. Desiree.
Just going back to what I wrote.
Maybe like secretive.
I just agree. I think she gave out her whole strategy immediately. But
do you think it was okay, anyways, maybe honest then.
Maybe that, yeah.
And that's everyone. So that was fun.
We did it.
Yay.
So the last thing that we'll talk about before we end is on Sunday, someone's going home first. If you guys had to guess, who are some people that you think racked up votes tonight on who they don't want to see in the game?
Connor.
If I was in the game. I think Connor maybe. I think Katya maybe. I think Terrell maybe. Those would be my three.
I say maybe like Connor, Edgar, Yeah,
Who didn't show up?
I think it was just Edgar.
Lou, Edgar,
Oh, Lou.
and yeah, it was just Lou and Edgar. Everyone else
All
was
of
there.
them.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna go home on Sunday? Who's gonna be the very first boot?
My
I
money
think-
might be. Sorry, go for it.
I was gonna say I think maybe one of those three, and if not one of those three, I think it might be Connor.
Ooh.
Be messy. I think maybe someone will try. There'll be a little group trying to get Connor, but he'll prevail.
Yeah, I think it'll depend on like format. I think like if it's like a bottom 3 or something like that, it'll be Edgar, Lou, and Connor, and it'll depend on if Edgar or Lou show up. Yeah, I can see Connor being in the bottom and saving himself, but I don't know. It'll depend.
And lastly, who do you guys think is going to take it all? Who's going to be the winner?
I'm feeling really good about Mocha.
Underdog pick. I'm gonna go Rachel.
Okay.
So you both think the streak's going to stay alive and another woman's going to win?
Has to be.
Girlies forever.
Interesting. Is there any guy that you guys think might win? Let's do a girl and a guy.
Ryan. Australian.
Australian Ryan. I do really like him. There was someone who I was like, I just love their fucking chaotic energy. Jerome. That's who I would like to see.
Alrighty, I guess we'll wrap it up there. Before we end, is there anything that you guys want to plug? Where people can follow you, whatever?
You can follow me on Instagram at Shelby Shawl. There's an L at the end of my last name, but I post a lot of stupid shit, and you'll love it.
You can find me on any platform. BRADENRDS. Taking a page out of Mocha's book there. Yeah, I stream and other things. I don't know. You can find me.
All right, then I guess we'll wrap it up there. I want to thank both of you for taking the time out of your day to come watch the episode tonight and to do this live stream. I really appreciate it. Especially it was on Big Brother night, so I appreciate that you guys took the time. And you're both legends and icons, so I love seeing you guys. And who knows, maybe we'll see you guys in the future, guest appearances or whatever. So yeah, I guess until next time, everyone. Just as a reminder, the other teams or the other groups video will be posted tomorrow. I'll try to get it up at some point when I'm out of work. And then we will be back on Sunday, where we will boot the very first house guest from the I Love Money Manor. So until then, from outside the manor, I'm your host, Dylan Andrews, with Braden and Shelby, and we'll see you guys next time. Good night.
Bye.